Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a new episode of Legends of Runeterra. Today we're gonna take a look quickly at the patch notes, because the patch just applied today, patch 1.2, which brings some interesting balance changes, meaning the days of the burn, Piltover Zone, and Noxus are being numbered. And let me quickly take a look at the news here. So, card updates. Champion Vladimir gets some boost, meaning it will drain one from the enemy nexus. Karma receives a nerf, is now a 6 cost. Previously it allowed for some nasty combos from hand, immediately dropping Karma and then playing stuff. Karma level 2, of course, is also a 6 cost. Shen is now a 3 attack, which is a buff. V took a hit here, so V is mostly using Karina Control and Vheimer Control and probably some other decks, but now it's pretty hard, at least it's a bit harder to trade with 5 power creatures, like in the Radiant Guardian from Demacia. Now, being only a 4 HP with Tough, it can only take up 4 damage and still be at 1 HP. Trading with a 5 power creature will result in V's death. And also the leveled up V is, instead of 6, now has 5 HP. Hecarim now has 5 power instead of just 4, so it's a pretty nice addition overall. We've got the followings of spells. Grizzled Ranger is now just a 3 attack because it was a staple of mid-range Bannerman, and given the fact that it had 4 attack, it could pretty much destroy our opponent pretty quickly, and now it's just 3, giving for some breathing space here and there. Lawrence Chevalier is now a 2 health instead of just 1. Loyal Badgerbet. So the Loyal Badgerbet took a nice hit just as the Grizzled Ranger. Instead of 4 attack, now sits at 3 attack. The HP remains unchanged. In my opinion, I would have touched the HP as well, because I don't know, it's a 3 cost. We'll see. Actually, the how do we call them? The analysts will see, the people analyzing the data, the metadata, and all the matchmaking and matchup data that they're probably collecting using a big data system, and they're extrapolating and taking in player feedback either from various sources, either Twitter, Reddit, or whatever, or either complaints via support, and they adjust. They'll probably see another adjustment on that. Standalone now costs 4 instead of 3, so this is a bit of a nerf for Fiora base, mainly Fiora based decks in Demacia. Legion Rearguard, now aggro. We're moving on to aggro. Aggro took a very big hit here. We've got Legion Rearguard, which is now a 1 HP instead of just 2, and it can basically be targeted by Vile Feast and some other stuff, including Static Shock. So it's easier to remove. Kindly Tavern Keeper now has a 3 power instead of just 2. Aside from the heal, apparently it kind of needed some more attack. Deep Meditation, it was abused, now costs more. Boom Crew Rookie, another staple card of Burn Aggro, took a hit. Instead of 4 HP, is now at 3 HP, and it's easier to trade with it, easier to remove. It can be removed with, for example, if you play Karina Control, it can be easily removed with a Grasp of the Undying. So, yeah. Karina Control also took a hit here with Brood Awakening, 5 costs before, 6 costs now. I'd say this was a bit deserving, because the bodies that Karina Control was able to pump as in token was pretty much OP for decks that against decks that didn't had Overwhelm. Just to be able to block each round and don't give a damn, and then remove everything via shitload of spells. Yeah. Longtooth, Monkey Idol, Slotbot. Yeah. So this is pretty much it, in my opinion, to compare the, let's say, two of the most vicious decks that were before this patch, Carina Control and Burn Aggro, Noxus, Pilfer, and Zaun. I'd say if they were like, Carina Control usually won 8 out of 10 matches versus Burn Aggro, and now it's been reduced to 10-0. It's a complete unbalance between the two decks. Yeah, in my opinion, Carina Control got a boost with the Burn Aggro deck being dumbed down, because that's what we can call it. But let's see how the meta evolves and how ranked play evolves. And we'll probably see some ingenious people coming up with different various solutions to these patches, nerfs, and buffs. And speaking of which, they also, the guys upstairs, they made available for us in store. We've got a free board, which should cost 0, but I'm not seeing here. Okay, the arcade was not added as 0. The Guardian, we only got, okay, the board is the arcade that was added, but it costs 990 gold or coins. The Guardian that was added, which is 0 cost, is the Rainbow Poro. We can claim that. We'll apply it right away. Done. The card backs, they've added arcade, but still it's not a 0 cost. I think they only mentioned like the Guardian and the emote will be 0 cost, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Poro Pride, 0 cost. We'll claim them. I don't know if we'll use them. We're still using the default stuff. So that's the stuff that was changed, that's the stuff that was added. So let's take a look at another deck that I managed to build for you guys. And it's called, yeah, it's another Yasuo deck. But let me show you guys exactly what I mean. Another Yasuo deck, but not just another Yasuo deck. This deck is focused mainly around recalls, and we've got plenty of creatures and plenty of spells to do that. We've got the necessary stuns to win the games, and we also have Yasuo, of course. So let's take a look. We've got Guile. This thing that I added is amazing. While I tested out the deck, I did some pretty nice shenanigans with it, and some more cards that I'll come up to. Navori Blade Scout, I'm summoned, give me elusive this round, meaning after it attacks, it loses, after the round ends, it loses elusive, meaning next turn you can pretty much recall it and then summon it again on the turn you're about to attack. Interesting combinations, don't you say? Recall. This is a 1 cost, it's a no-brainer to use in this deck, in this specific type of what I'm trying to achieve here. Fate Blade Twirler, when you stun or recall a unit, grant me +2 attack. We have both stun and a lot of recalls, so it's gonna be nice. Now, when you recall a unit, you can pull off some pretty nice and interesting combos with Solitary Monk. When I'm summoned, recall all other allies. Meaning, if you have 2 Navori Blade Scouts on the board, you can pretty much recall them both, and that counts towards Fate Blade Twirler's buff twice. There's 2 units recalled, remember. Green Glade Duo, when you summon an ally, give me +1 this round, because we've got plenty of summoning stuff, and we can benefit from this, and it's elusive. If you haven't noticed yet a pattern, I'm going to tell you. We have a lot of elusive attackers. And why? Because, well, we want to push damage, and we want Yasuo to either control the board, or if we don't draw it, it's regardless, as many as the recalls we have, just playing a lot of recalls, when you get Yasuo in your hand, he'll be already level up. You just need to play him. Moving on, Navori Conspirator to play me recall an ally. Works well in tandem with Navori Blade Scout. Silent Shadow Seer, Nexus Strike. It's elusive. Create a copy of me in hand because it's ephemeral, so once it attacks, it will die. And you get, if she hits the Nexus, you'll get her back in your hand. So it's pretty nice. Solitary Monk, we already talked about it. Steel Tempest, Concussive Palm. Now, of course, after playing Concussive Palm and stunning an enemy unit, you will summon Tail the Dragon, which you can then recall and have a Concussive Palm again in your hand. 2 copies of Will of Ionia, 3 Yasuo, Intimidating Roar, and Minotaur Reckoner. You see that the curve stops at 6, and it's pretty fairly balanced out, I'd say. Now, I've mentioned a lot of combos. Now, the ideal combo is to have like Navori Blade Scout attack with them, then either put them back in your hand using the Navori Conspirator, then play Navori Conspirator, of course, play the Navori Blade Scouts again, then play the Solitary Monk, which will recall all of them, then summon the Navori Blade Scouts again, and then after attacking with them, summon the Navori Conspirator again, all the while having a Fade Blade Twirler on the board can lead up to some insane damage. Unfortunately, Faye does not have Elusive. So I'm thinking maybe we could be adding the Ghost. Ghost, give an ally Elusive this turn. It's burst, so it may pull off the trick here. But Faye is pretty much easy to remove. It's got only 3 HP, so of course if your opponent is running challenger creatures, she's toast. And if you recall her, you lose all the buffs. So I'd rather not go with Ghost. It's pretty situational and it applies only to Faye. This is the build. Let's try to test it out, and then we'll probably hit ranked. Okay, fighting against Misfortune and Quinn, Bilgewater and Demacia. What we have here. This is the dream lineup. We don't have Yasuo, but we don't actually need him. We've got both Navoris and Solitary Monk. We also have a big board stun. This is gonna be epic. Oh, damn it. Well, too bad. 3 damage is still good damage. The problem there was we did not start with the attack token, otherwise it would have been a slaughter. And we are going to play Solitary Monk.
We go.
Yep, that's 2 damage, and 2 more damage. He's got barrier, so he doesn't care. I won't put my Solitary Monk in the line of fire. I need her ready to deal damage and survive, of course. I'm gonna pop right now the Navori Blade Scout. It's gonna have Elusive. And we're also gonna play the Silent Shadow Seer.
The shadows take form.
So that's 9 damage. Pretty crazy what we're doing here. I didn't intend this to be elusive only. It just happened to have all these recall ability units, which I want to benefit from. Of course, elusive is a plus. Unless we encounter a deck with elusive or a deck with control capabilities to remove creatures one by one, we're pretty much fine with dealing lots and lots of damage. See if my opponent has... I don't think he's got anything. He summoned Quinn, used up all of his mana, so everything's gonna get stunned right now. And I'm just gonna pop up next turn, not elusive, and I'm just gonna pounce. Probably be game over. Let's see what we get. Yasuo. We can... Oh, damn it. Didn't manage to summon Yasuo. Okay, we're taking this on ladder. So we just got into Platinum. Feels pretty nice. Reaching Platinum with only duct tape decks. And with so little time on my hands. Like, my playtime is considerably low as compared to probably you guys at home watching. I have just close to an hour to play some games and to also record the daily episode. So it is highly appreciated, and I'm in your debt, and I will be honored if you throw in a like and a subscribe if you enjoy what we're doing here. Stun that. We're not doing crap. We're actually doing good and constructive stuff here. Platinum with duct tape decks only. That is an achievement by itself. Cheers to that. The tossing has begun. I'm gonna stun that one. That's the most damage output. So we can take 2 damage. It's acceptable. Board stun. Let's recall the stunner. So far, no sign of Yasuo. At least in our last game, we just saw it and then the game ended. So we're gonna push some more damage. Faye is already at 7 attack power. 5 damage went to base. Slowly, steadily, and surely bringing our opponent down. Oh, this is gonna suck a bit. I'm going to stun. The 4-1 will definitely challenge something important and get rid of it. I'm thinking of stunning everything. It's another one that I did not account for. Well, at least it's fine. We'll only get 3 damage. That's that. Okay. Can raise the bar a bit. Ooh, there's a little battery. Already at 10%. We need to hurry. Before our phone shuts down, of course.
We'll see who feasts tonight.
That would be an utter defeat. Ooh, Devour on Faye. Do I recall her? No, I do not. I want to keep the Wills of Ionia to get rid of other stuff. So that's 3 elusive creatures. And here comes the 4th. If my opponent is running Grasp of the Undying or Veil, it's not gonna happen with just 3 mana. 3 spell mana. My opponent is down to just 1 single Nexus HP. The power of recalls and the power of elusives. And stuns, of course. We saved that round by stunning everything. Otherwise, we might have been just as dead. We need to find a way. Solitary Monk, why did you come now? I guess I'll just have to stun the biggest and baddest, which in our case is not the 4/4. It's the one trying to prevent lethal. So no more lifesteal for you, kind sir. And good night. Whoop to the head. We've got some nice damage output. Oh, that's another one. Good lord. My opponent just hit deep. I think I'm gonna recall that 3/2. The only lifesteal on us threatening our stuff. We want that out of the picture. And we got 4 more for another Will of Ionia. But I don't think we will need it. But we can. Actually, I think we need it. Because my opponent just went deep and that thing is now a 7/7. Previously a 4/4.
Fell into him. Life feeds on death. Looking for this? Better than eating.
Okay. And if nothing happens, I think we won, and this game is ours. Still no sign of Yasuo, and at this point, I don't even want to play him.
Walk softly, strike quickly.
It's the only elusive creature and we have, and he actually took the game home. First win in Platinum. Thank you guys for watching. See you guys next time. Cheers.